Mmm. Can you hear that? That's the sound of warmth, comfort, and connection. Welcome to Cup of Cocoa and Chat, where we sip, share, and start the day with purpose, peace, and a little sweetness. I am your host, Princess, and I am so glad you're here. Theme: Mindful Milestones Monday. Episode number 19, From Career to Calling: My Journey into Content Creation and Authorship. Release date Monday, August the 18th, 2025. Our weekly theme: Next Chapter Living, Redefining Yourself Beyond the Old Routine. Life after one chapter ends, such as retirement, career change, or personal reinvention, and how to embrace new opportunities, passion, and pace. So, our motivation focus today is: every ending is an opening for your true passions to surface. Every ending is an opening for your true passions to surface. So let's get right into it. Let's get right into it. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Whenever you're tuning in, I am so glad you pressed play. Welcome to Cup of Cocoa and Chat, the podcast where we savor the moment, think deeply, and listen to real conversations that stir the heart. We share and start the week with intention, warmth, and truth. I am your host, Princess, and today is Mindful Milestones Monday. We're in our weekly theme of Next Chapter Living, Redefining Yourself Beyond the Old Routine. And today's episode is called From Career to Calling: My Journey into Content Creation and Authorship. Our motivation is a simple but powerful one today, right? So, I want to do a quick thank you for the love on the teasers posted on my socials for today's episode. Your views and shares warmed my heart. Let's take a deep breath together. Inhale, exhale, and let's begin. But one more thing. Before we dive into today's episode, I want to take a moment to share something personal with you. This morning, I received my proof copy of my book, When Mama Was Home, a memoir of love, loss, and legacy. Now, I knew this package was coming, but nothing prepared me for the feeling of holding it in my hands for the very first time. This book isn't just words on a page, it's years of memories, love, and lessons from my mama, finally bound together. It's proof that even in seasons of loss, love, and legacy, it still finds a way to bloom. I wanted to share that with you because it ties right into what we're going to talk about today. Just like this book has been years in making, your journey, whatever it may be, is unfolding too. The progress isn't always visible, but when your proof moment arrives, it will remind you why you never gave up. So as you listen today, think about your own proof copy moment. That thing you've been working toward that will one day be real in your hands. Okay? So first, let me set the table for where we're going today. Today, I'm going to share my story of life after retirement, what it looked like to gently lay one chapter down and pick up another with both hands. You'll hear the excitement, the uncertainty, the who am I now moments, and the quiet courage it takes to keep moving. As you listen, hold this question in your heart. What is one passion you have kept tucked away? And we'll come back to it. What is one passion you have kept tucked away? So let me take you back to where my next chapter really began. So I retired as a case manager supervisor in December of 2017. On paper, it sounds so neat and final, but in real life, retirement came with a swirl of emotions, relief, yes, pride, absolutely. But there was also that whisper, who am I? Who am I now? Without that title or without a title. Who am I? What does purpose look like when the calendar isn't deciding for me? At first, I took a pause. I let myself rest. I got to know myself again. But after a while, I got bored. And that's when the journey of trying different things began. In March 2018, I took my very first job after retirement as a crossing guard. Yes, a crossing guard, uniform and all. It was a crossing guard with the Anne Arundel County Police Department. I thought this would be fun because it's outdoors. I would be helping kids. I would be staying active. But whoo, child, let me tell you, it was too cold. Because remember, I started in March. It was too cold. And the trainer that I worked with, let's just say she was more of a dictator, do as I say when I say it. And I thought to myself, I did not retire to be someone's yes woman again. Not at all. So that chapter closed quickly, very quickly. So next I tried part-time customer service with a company called Novasome, a leader in sleep study innovation. It was close to my home, interesting work, but not a fit for me long term. Because I always wanted to be a teacher growing up. I started volunteering at the local middle school. I wanted to see what it would feel like to live out that passion of working with children. That experience opened my heart in a new way. From there, I joined Huber's bus company in Glen Burnie as a bus aide from 2018 to 2019. Oh my goodness, I loved my kids who rode that bus, and they loved me right back. Every morning was hugs, laughter, and real connection. Now, it wasn't all laughter sometimes, but the good definitely outweighed the bad. That job reminded me how much joy there is in showing up for others. It wasn't always cookies and cream, like I said, but the experience is one I hold near to my heart. Then I took a position teaching preschoolers at the Guarded School in Pasadena. Now, listen, I adore those little ones, but my body didn't agree. I kept getting sick, and I knew I couldn't keep pushing myself like that. So after that, I circled back into customer service, and I worked with a company called RBS, which is owned by Ahold Delhaize. I always say it wrong. I may be still saying it wrong. The same company that owns the giant supermarket. It owns Stop and Shop in Connecticut and New York. It owns Food Lion and others. Later, I moved to ICF at a call center with ICF, and it's a company that funny thing is they answered calls for Department of Human Services, the very agency I had retired from. Go figure. Life has a way of coming full circle, doesn't it? And I can't forget during this stretch, I was also a co-owner of a woman's online boutique. That business gave me the taste of entrepreneurship and freedom and the freedom of creating something of my own. But here's the thread running through all of it. My body, spirit were talking, and I was getting sick more and more as I would run through these things that I thought I wanted to do. I kept getting sick. I needed something that honored both my passion and my health. That's when God whispered, "It's time." In December of 2024, I stepped into live streaming. In January 2025, Cup of Cocoa and Chat was born as a morning show first, a place to sip, share, and start the day with a positive vibe. In 2024, I wrote my first eBook. And in 2025, I began putting together, because I had already started writing from the time my mother passed. I had started writing letters and writing different things that she had told me in the past. I started writing those down in my journal. So in 2025, I decided to begin and put all those together um, to come up with her memoir, a labor of love that keeps me grounded in legacy. And then this podcast was also birthed. Now, looking back, I see it clearly. Retirement wasn't an ending. It was clearing of space so my true passions could breathe. Every no and detour was preparation for the yes. So now, let's make room for your story. If you can grab a notebook or open the Notes app on your phone, I've got 3 quick prompts. You can hit pause between each one if you like, so you don't miss anything, or go back to the replay. So, number 1, name the nudge. Name the nudge. That's what keeps tapping you on the shoulder, whether it's a book idea, a class to attend, a small business that you wanted to start, a podcast, a ministry, a community project, whatever it is, name that nudge. Name it. Number two, name the barrier. What's one story you tell yourself that keeps you from starting? Because we talk ourselves out of things all the time, right? Could it be I'm too old? It's too late. For what? For what? I don't know how. Why? Or no one will care. Name that barrier so that you can get through that barrier. Okay? Name it. What's stopping you, right? So once you name the nudge of what you want to do, not what you wanted to do, but what you want to do, that nagging that you keep hearing in your ear, name it. Find out and name that barrier that's stopping you from acting on what you've already named. And number 3, name the next faithful step. Name the next faithful step. Not the whole staircase, just one step. Buy the domain. Outline the first chapter. Record a 60-second voice memo. Research a class. Send an email. What's stopping you? Because here's the truth. Clarity grows with movement. Clarity grows with movement. We don't want to feel brave. We take one gentle step. I'm sorry. Let me back up. We don't wait to feel brave. Not we don't want to feel brave. We don't wait to feel brave. We take one gentle step and courage meets us in the motion. So take one gentle step and courage will meet you in the motion. When I started as a live streamer in January, I had been on TikTok for years and I've gone live plenty of times, but I never felt confident. And something happened in January and I started going live. And now you can't keep me off of camera. Okay? So we don't wait to feel brave. We take one gentle step and courage meets us in the motion. Okay? So you got to move, you got to do it. You got to go for it. So let me share a few lessons that steadied me. The first lesson, title doesn't equal identity. Title doesn't equal identity. My worth didn't retire with my role. It revealed a wider room for my gifts. Lesson 2, start small, start honest. Start small, start honest. My first streams were simple. My first eBook wasn't 300 pages because faithful and real builds trust. Faithful and real builds trust. Lesson 3, routines create runway. A writing hour here, a batch of captions there, a realistic live schedule. Momentum loves a map. So map out your routine. Map out your routine so you'll know what you're doing so that you don't get overwhelmed and get that momentum going. Lesson 4, community is currency. Community is currency. Comments, DMs, compliments, shares, and prayers, that's fuel. In my first lives, there weren't a lot of people, right? But the ones that did show up, the ones who engaged with me, the ones who complimented me, the ones who commented, the ones that requested to come up and talk with me, fueled me to keep going. So we don't enter a calling alone. We grow into it together. So if any of these lessons hit home, take it as a loving nudge. You don't have to be ready. You can be willing. Everybody wants to be perfect. Perfect comes with time. Everyone wants to have all the equipment. The equipment will come. When I first started, I didn't have a mic. I didn't have the headphones. Now I got 5, 6, 7 different headphones, right? I had a little sound box, right? I started out with this little sound box. Now I have a bigger sound box. And I'm going to get cords to attach my sound box or card, as they call it, sound card. Get cords to attach it to my bigger mixer. And this will be my, I think it's called, it will turn into a virtual. I'm still doing research, but I know what cords I need to get so that I can attach my larger mixer to that, right? For a better output, right? So every day I get ideas, I get new things. I move this over here, move that over there. So perfection comes in time, comes with time. Start somewhere. Doesn't have to be content creation. Your next chapter can look like anything you want it to. Okay? So let's seal this with a quick motivation moment. Affirm this with me. I am not defined by what I've left behind. I'm defined by what I'm becoming. So it's okay to leave that chapter behind to start your new chapter. I am not defined by what I've left behind. I'm defined by what I am becoming. And again, every ending in my life makes room for something true to surface. Every ending in my life makes room for something true to surface. And I'm sure that that will happen for you as well. So before we close, let's nourish the spirit. There's a verse that carries me. Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? Behold, I am doing a new thing. Now it springs forth. Do you not perceive it? I definitely perceive it, right? And that comes from book of Isaiah, chapter 43, verse 19. And it only means that new doesn't always arrive loud. Sometimes it shows up as a whisper, a nudge, a tiny idea that won't let go. So let's pray. God, thank you for endings that make room for beginnings. Give us eyes to see the doors you're opening, courage to take the next faithful step, and peace for the in between. Amen. So let's turn this into community action. This week, we're exploring how to step boldly into our next chapter. So share in the comments or DM me what's one dream you've kept tucked away. Remember the beginning, I asked, what's one dream you've kept tucked away? So now I want you to answer it by either sharing it in the comments, whether you're listening to me on YouTube or listening to me on Spotify. Share it in the comments or DM me. What's one dream you've kept tucked away? And if public sharing feels big, send a lock emoji and one word. A lock emoji and one word. If public sharing feels big for you, I'll still cheer you on. And tell me your next faithful step. Accountability is love. Accountability is love. So if you shared comments or either DM me, and you don't want me to share it, I'll still cheer you on. If you want me to share it, I do my community shout out on every Friday. So we started this week talking about my own leap into the next chapter, but I know that I'm not alone. Tomorrow, I'm sharing 3 truths that I've learned that prove your next chapter can actually be your best chapter yet. And they're not just for retirees, they're for anyone standing at a fresh start. So whether you want to do a career change, whatever your next chapter looks like, I am talking to you. So before I end, I just want to go right back to my happy place, receiving my book today. And just like that, I was holding my proof copy. So I want to encourage you to keep moving toward your own proof moment. It may be a book for you, it could be a business, a health goal, or even a personal healing. Whatever it is, keep pressing forward because your proof is on the way. So if this episode encouraged you, follow and rate the podcast on Spotify and YouTube, and share it with a friend who needs a gentle nudge today. I'll be back next Monday, August 25th, with season 1, episode 20. Episode 20, can you believe it? So mark your calendar, pour your favorite drink, meet me right back here for more good vibes, meaningful conversation, and purpose-filled moments. Until next time, take care, be bold, and as always, peace, blessing, I love you guys, and I mean it. Bye for now.